Ready?
Ready.
Back in the room with Axel Ritt and his brand new Pushking Ironfinger pedal. Now, we've hooked up a different rig here because we want to show you the pre-loop option on the Black Spirit 200 floor.
Right.
So what we've done here is we've used the one on Axel's pedal board here, and it's connected along with the noise gate actually into this second pre-loop here. It's pretty similar to the effects loop on the normal Black Spirit 200 and the Grandmeister, which you still have access to here. Yeah. Basically, you've got loops here that come in front of the amp for different drive pedals and stuff like that. If you want to bring them in on a preset, you activate them in the preset, as shown here.
That's
if you don't want them, you take it off, they're out.
That's awesome, because now I do have the chance for live, if you do this one, and put a second very small pedal board beside here, if you want to use a different distortion pedal, for example. You don't have to put it in front, but you can put it in the loop and you can program it. So in the end, it's so you can do maybe one sound with the distortion of the Black Spirit and one sound with this and put it on different presets, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Because at the moment, what I do is, if I have to change the sound with the distortion of the Black Spirit, I have to switch this off and then the other one on.
Yeah.
And so in this case, you can put it with one switch. That's great. That's what I was looking for.
That's pretty useful for you.
It's perfect for me.
For sure. All right, so let's talk about this pedal then, which I assume is also perfect for you and your needs.
That's right. Yeah, it's well, the thing is, everybody knows distortion pedals on the market. 1,000, 2,000, you name it, everybody got a distortion pedal. And the main thing for me was just to put another signature distortion pedal or overdrive on the market would be very senseless, because there's everything done in the regular way. So I thought, what could be the difference to all these thousands of other pedals on the market? And well, most of the distortion pedals do have a tone knob, where you can put it more dark, more bright, or whatever.
Yep.
The second solution, which is the next step, is to do two knobs with the frequency you want to add it and the boost. So if you want to boost it or lower it.
Yep.
There you can do a real lot, because on the tone knob, or maybe if you have a 3-band EQ, the manufacturer of the mid section tells you maybe it's 800 hertz, 1.5 kilohertz or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can use this one in this direction or this one, but you can't change the frequency.
Yeah.
With two knobs, you can change the frequency, which is very good, but you always have the same, let's say, Q. And Q is something like a bell, yeah? And this means there you can check out how many frequencies on the left and on the right side, beside your center frequency, will be pushed or lowered as well.
Yeah.
And what I did, or not what I did, what Roland Schmidt of Pushking Pedals with me together did, we did a third knob where you can put this frequency, you can put the bell like this, so it's a very bright, wide sound, and you could put it very, very thin, so that you're only able to regulate the center frequency.
Okay.
And that is, as far as I know, it's unique worldwide. There's no distortion pedal on the market who's using this one, because problem is it's a little difficult to find your sound at the first time.
I'm assuming this is all analog, right?
This is all analog. It's no digital stuff, no presets, no nothing.
So if any of you know of another analog distortion or overdrive pedal that offers something like this, just comment down below just to let us know. But I've never heard of one either, and I've been through more drive pedals than I could care to.
So and the main thing is you have a lot of chances to do very different sounds. I'll show you, for example, something. Okay? Well, you see, these are the spots I put on the pedal. This is the typical gravedigger sound. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's gain all the way up.
All the way up.
Okay.
Yeah, and very less treble, and a little boosted mid, something about, I think it's 1.5, 2 point, and a pretty wide bell. So this is. So, and for example, if you say, okay, I'll show you something. If you use the mid frequency and we do the opposite, we don't boost it, we lower it. Yeah, you can hear, yeah. And then you can change the balance. This was only the mid knob.
Yeah.
So if you like to do, let's say, something really strange, put off the gain completely. Yeah. And I can do this for 1 hour. It's always different. And it's only the mid section if you do something real weird, for example. This is close to a fuzz, for example, yeah? Of this is very cheap radio. And going back to the Gravedigger sound.
So you put the Gravedigger sound at full gain, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what would happen if you ever wanted more gain?
Well, of course, you can use the gain of the preamp of the amp, right? And now the amps coming to the scene, because every amp is totally different. Yeah? I did the best experience when I use a clean channel or a very slight crunch channel.
Yeah.
But all the customers who bought the pedal already, they do have all completely different amps, and everybody's telling me something different.
Yeah.
And I asked them how about the settings, what did they use, and they all sent me the settings or told me, and they're all completely different. But as long as the guys say, well, that's great, I'm fine. Eh?
Yeah.
So here there is no advice by me. So you have to do this or that, because it's only about what you like and what you like to hear. And do some light crunch, great. And but if you have a high gain amp, for example, yeah, use the high gain channel and put this in front. This is only noise. This doesn't make sense.
So you recommend in the manual that comes with the pedal actually that it's a clean amp or a lightly breaking up amp only, right?
Yeah. Right. But that doesn't mean that it has to be this way.
Yeah.
It could be this way.
Yeah.
So I always recommend take a Saturday or a Sunday, go out of the room, say your wife goodbye for maybe 1 day, and then only doing like this and like this.
Yeah.
You will have lots of fun, and the main thing is you can do your very, very personal sound.
Exactly, yeah. There are so many options. And like you told me, it's also possible to make bad sounds from it if you don't know, but I think the experimentation aspect is what makes it cool.
Yeah.
And you've got videos elsewhere online which I've seen where you make like about 8 different sounds from different bands.
Six different sounds.
Yeah, from like ZZ Top to Rammstein and others.
Yeah,
Can we maybe go through a few of those now and you just explain very quickly how you got to those sounds? Is that
to
possible?
be honest, I don't have them in mind because I have to look there. So of course, as you can see, I did some experience there. But it was I did the sound samples. I put a regular amp. It was a Marshall, an old vintage Marshall, and put it on clean, and then tried to recreate these sounds by the CDs I've heard.
Yeah.
And so they're in their direction. But if you use a different amp, for example, the Black Spirit or whatever, it sounds totally different.
Yeah.
So if for example, I'm doing stuff like that now with the Black Spirit, and the people said, "Oh, great! It sounds completely different."
Yeah.
And as I said, I think it's best for every customer to do his own experience and have a lot of fun. And because I'm sure everybody will, if it takes maybe half an hour or so, and then you hear how the mid section is working, for example.
Okay. And totally low gain it won't do, right? You mentioned it was like maybe from something like ZZ Top upwards in the gain stakes.
Well, as I said, check it out. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Because, every amp is different. And as I said, for example, the output. If you we can check it out, for example. Okay, we're using this one and doing a very low gain. Sounds great. Yeah? And you hear how, for example, the bass, yeah? How it's coming up. It's more like a booster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not a booster, but you can do many different things with that. Yeah. And so put in there as well.
So you got many different options, and I'm thinking as well that the EMGs in your guitar are also pretty high output, right?
Of course.
Let's say you've got vintage PAF type humbuckers, or you've even got single coils or something like that. You're in another different tonal universe, right?
Absolutely. I got one customer, he's only playing Stratocaster. Yeah, vintage Stratocaster, nothing, no high output, no nothing. And he's using the Ironfinger pedal as well. And he was a little afraid. He said, well, Axel, I'm using a Stratocaster. I don't use high gain sounds, yeah, but I'm very into the mid-section. Can I use for this as well? And I said, of course, as a salesman, I would say, yeah, perfect. And then check it out. Yeah. Take it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You check it out. If you don't like it, you send it back and said, thank you. And if you like it, keep it. And he never sent it back. He kept it. And he was very, very happy with the sound. Yeah. And so that's always a thing. I think the customers are much more intelligent as many of the salesmen think. Yeah. They got their own ears. They got their own taste. And let the people do. Don't tell them what they have to do. I think it's always a better way than telling somebody what he has to do to get this or that sound. It's always your sound. Yeah.
I think that's especially important with a pedal like this, where it's not just gain, volume, and tone, but you've got a whole different bunch of options, and it's all relevant to your amplifier, to the guitars, even to the kind of music that you want to play with it as well.
Kind of music, and for example, the band situation. Are you one guitar player or two guitar players? For example, if you're one guitar player, you want to do the sound as big as possible or very huge sound. If you do have two guitar, for example, this twin guitar thing, of course you can do double things. So same guitar, same sound and everything, but it's much more interesting, to my opinion, if you're using a slightly different, maybe a different guitar or a different distortion sound, and then you can put with the cue, for example, one special frequency and one special bell to get your very spot, who gets you out of the band contest. Yeah? To get to the spot where you don't have to play loud to be heard, but you have the frequency where the people can hear you. Yeah? And that's a lot better than always doing by volume. For example.
Exactly, yeah.
There's one customer who told me he got two guitars and said, now it's much more easier for me to stick while solo out of the band sound.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, because you can cut through a mix if you find that frequency that you need just to take it up a notch. Well, brilliant. Axel, thank you so much for taking us through the Pushking Ironfinger. Where can the guys go to find out a bit more about it if they want to read more or maybe hear those different sounds that you made?
There are a lot of reviews online already. There are some online magazines, Amazona, Bonito, for example. Guitar and Bass is working on the review at the moment. Guitar, all the big magazines as well. So I think there are only a few days, then you have a lot of reviews in there. And the best thing is, if somebody is interested, let's go to Facebook. There are some groups regarding the pedal and ask the customers who are working with it. Because when I always said it's perfect, it's great, it's pedal, of course, yeah. But if the customer says it's a great pedal, I think that's a lot better than if I gonna tell the people how great the pedal is.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, check out the other rig rundown that we did with Axel if you want to see his full-fat Triumph rig. This was the Pushking Ironfinger pedal, the new one, which is on his Flyrig board with the Black Spirit 200. I've been Rich from Hughes and Kettner. Make sure you check us out for way more videos with the Black Spirit 200 and maybe with Axel coming in the future. And we shall see you next time. Cheers.
Thanks, Rich.